Hey everyone, so good to see you here. So, you're in for an amazing treat. This is one of the best sessions that I've experienced in my life to date. So, this is a group session we had with Opra, channeled by Ramona Gailey. And Opra, you can liken to Abraham Hicks. And you will see in the video, you will see at some point pictures of waterfalls, and those are on the moments that you would see the video of the person asking the question. So this is for privacy reasons. For the rest, you will only see Oprah, you will only hear Oprah, and it is the best. If you are curious about learning more about Oprah Ramona Gailey, in the description of this video you find more information. And all I can do and will do now is wish you so much fun and joy with this Oprah group session. Bye.
Mm. Yes, and who would not make this assumption? In other words, you want what you want. We would not place any seed of doubt into the stream of want. We would say, if I am not receiving this thing that I want right away, I have some resistance. I'm not ready. I'm probably ready to be ready. I feel ready to be ready. But in my growing readiness, I will slow down the process if I introduce a seed of doubt, like, well, maybe I don't really want it. Maybe it's not really meant for me. Maybe someone else is supposed to have that. We would release all of these limiting beliefs and seeds of doubt. We would say, I want that thing. I can feel it. I can feel myself becoming it. I'm matching it. It's matching me. I can feel the pull. Doesn't matter how long it takes. Time is just a human construct. It's a non-linear world. It's all unfolding perfectly. And if I'm not quite ready yet, I'll be ready. Nothing serious going on here. But we would not doubt our desires. The desires, in other words, in a literal linear universe, you would desire a pink car with four doors, and a pink car with four doors would show up. In the true universe, you would imagine wanting, desiring, loving the idea of a pink car with four doors, and a purple car with six doors may show up. The pertinent information is that when the purple door with six doors shows up, you are delighted, you are surprised, and it is even better than what you thought you wanted. So it is non-linear. A does not lead to B to C. A goes to Z and back to M. But it's all for you, and it's all full of love. Allow it to unfold naturally and do not doubt your desires. This level of attachment slow down your desires coming to you. In other words, that's also a seed of doubt. You feel that. Release the seeds of doubt and revel in the desire as it appears to you in any given moment without attachment. In other words, do not say, I have envisioned the pink car with the four doors, and now I'm going to make a drawing of it and stick it up on my mirror and worship it every morning. This is attachment. You're not allowing the universe to deliver, to surprise and delight, to create on your behalf, to match you in your expansion. So your desire looks a certain way now, but 10 seconds from now, it could easily look very different. It is always expanding with you, ahead of you. It's expanding ahead of you. So do not attach to any particular format of your desires, and you will always get exactly what you want, more than what you thought you wanted. This train of thought ignores the fact that you already went. Do you remember? You had this idea to go, and you immediately had this complete vision of actually being there. You may not need to go again. You may not wish to go again. As you attach, this is a perfect example of attaching to a desire. In other words, as you attach to the idea, to the goodness, the helpfulness, the ideal nature of anything, you are attached. In your non attachment, you can savor and say, oh, God, I love being here. This is so much fun. You could have expanded on that experience even and really lived it and really been there. And then later, you might occur to you, huh, I wonder if I'm going to really go there in physical nature or if I'm done with that. Without the attachment, you can feel the difference very easily. You can discern your true desire as it has evolved because every desire is not necessarily going to come just the way you see it. In fact, very few of them do. They continue to expand, or you match them so well you no longer really need them or want them to come into the physical with you. It's much better, it's much bigger by the time you've gotten to it that level. In other words, your desire may now to present that sort of a thing instead of being the attendee. Or your desire could be to put on something completely different or to attend something completely different in that particular time and space. One's in San Francisco and one's in New York. You don't know what choices are coming down, and unless you release the attachment, you miss them as you stay focused on this one thing just because it felt so good. You understand? You have already been. Do you agree? Yes. Mm. Yes, exactly. In other words, as I have an image in my head, I want a green balloon, and I imagine, oh, that's a beautiful balloon. I could easily be done with the balloon now. And now I'm moving on to motorcycles or moving on to a hot air balloon ride. One thing leads to the next, maybe linear, typically not linear. And as I release each attachment, in other words, don't derive attachment in the first place. Release the desire, release every daydream, release every impulse. Ramona likes to say she waits until wild horses couldn't stop her from taking an action. And so she does a lot of inaction, which is very pleasant. A lot of daydreaming, a lot of matching with desires, a lot of experiencing on the non physical level. And every once in a while, something comes along and just grabs her by the throat and says, come on, let's go. And so she goes and she has a marvelous time. And so, as you are expanding, understand that every time you express a desire, every time you launch a desire, every time you feel a desire, every time you birth a desire, you expand. You expand. It expands in front of you and then turns around and calls to you. And as you feel the pull, it may not be pulling you directly to just that one little thing. That could have been just the beginning, just the toe step of an entire experience. So as you release the attachment, release the attachment, release the attachment, release the attachment, and just go. Go with the flow. Go where you feel led. Feel, do whatever it takes to feel good at any given moment. And in your alignment, you feel the pull. And just as several people have described here, I get pretty much anything I want. It just comes to me. This is how you mean to live, where the easy things just come and the challenging things are, oh, I have to release attachment to this. Okay, I can feel it. I'm attached to the outcome, or I'm attached to the process, I'm attached to the meaning, I'm attached to the lack, whatever it is. Release attachment, breathe it in, feel it, and let it go. Feeling good, feeling no lack, feeling no resistance. And then, as you have made it not attached and you are ready for it, it just pops right in. or it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and it draws you and it pulls you, and wild horses couldn't stop you from responding. Either way, you're having a great time and you're feeling good and you're staying in alignment as best you can. And when you fall out of alignment, that's okay. Get back in. It's the most delicious feeling in the world to return back into alignment after being out. As you fill into each desire, let them separate themselves out. In other words, you've described three completely different topics, spaces in your life: baking gluten free and selling it, staying at home and being spending time with your family, and going off into these all these other foreign countries. Three very different vibrations. So as you feel one, sit with it. If you feel the fear, that's okay. In other words, you do not want to take fear and shove it away and say, no, no, you fear, you get away from me, because you feed it. You feed it energy. Anytime you focus on anything, you feed it. But as you look it square in the face and say, okay, I'm afraid. Oh, look, squirrel. Oh, look, squirrel. I love the trees in my backyard. And I love to go on these walks. I'm imagining myself on a walk. I'm sitting in the living room, but I'm imagining myself on a walk. And so I'm no longer thinking about the fear. I've recognized it. I have not suppressed it or ignored it or pretended. I've looked it right in the eye and said, okay, I see you. And then I've immediately distracted myself. And as you practice this just a bit, practice on the easiest things, maybe the baking of the gluten free. Doesn't involve going anywhere. You already know how to do it. It's just maybe a matter of selling it, or where would you sell it. As you feel any resistance, as you think about doing it, say, okay, I see you. I feel you. I don't have to even label you. I don't have to say your fear or your money attachment, poverty mentality. You don't have to label it. Just look at it and then look away. Oh, look, squirrel. Look at the light. Look at the patterns in the wood. Look at this tall glass of clean, beautiful, cool water. Look at the way I can flip this switch and the lights come on. And I flip it back down and the lights go off. You can distract yourself with anything, and especially appreciation of anything. You do this just a bit, and you will find that feeling, that resistance falling away. It's the only way to release resistance is to turn away from it without suppressing it, because that just feeds it. Let it separate out into one thing, because it all is like a big pile of spaghetti. Where does one start? Where does one end? And how many are there? We don't know. There's a big pile of spaghetti. Let each one bubble to the surface. This takes a fair amount of silence, some meditation, some privacy, some isolation, quiet time, whatever you want to call it, time away from distractions. Let things bubble up one at a time and practice letting them go. They will immediately, almost immediately, start to recede in their intensity. And with this encouragement, practice some more. And as they continue to fall away, practice some more. And then you will find that several of the items that you've discussed are no longer resistant. And you may start considering acting on them without feeling any resistance. Still don't act. Keep practicing letting go of resistance. Wait until you've got a strong enough urge that says, I have to go to the store right now and buy 6 pounds of gluten free flour because this is it. I am going. And until then, just daydream and just be cool. Just chill out. Just let it go over and over and over again. This momentum that you have, this habit, has been long practiced and ingrained early. So do not get too impatient with it. Just practice it. Practice letting it go. Let go. Let go. Pretty soon there's nothing left to let go. When you feel this logic come in, this what Ramona likes to call the monkey mind or the conditioned mind, remind yourself the mind knows only from the past. It can only extrapolate into the future based on the past, which means it's not good at it. The heart knows. The heart is tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. Come into the breath and let the logic go. Again, the same way. Do not say, logic, you get out of here. Stop that. Say, logic, I see you. You have your place. I love you. Oh, look, squirrel, blade of grass, little bits of dirt. How much weight can an ant actually carry? Look at the way the stream flows. Is that a frog? Anything to distract yourself from the unwanted, which in this case, the logic is getting in the way of the knowing. There's nothing wrong with your logic, but it has no place in the knowing. So let it go peacefully, easily, distractedly. Let it go. Yes, you are based in knowing. You are all based in pure love, which is knowing. You are surrounded by the knowing. The knowing is in every cell of your body. As soon as you distract yourself from this beautiful human mind of yours, the knowing is right there. It's waiting for you. It's calling to you. It's surrounding you. You are it. As you feel it, you know it. This will not be hard for you. Just a bit of practice. Yes. We would like to see you raise your vibration to feel better, to feel good, simply because it feels good. We would not attach to any projected outcome, expected, demanded outcome of any sort, physical or otherwise. Your vibration is the most powerful impact you have, much more powerful than your actions. Again, we would not attach to outcomes. Your domestic animals are frequently matching your vibrations. No attachment. The logic will keep you attached. It's not quite that linear, not necessarily that immediate, but it is sometimes that immediate. Again, do not attach to the outcome. Yes. Mm. Yes. It's perfect. It does not need to be wild horses when you are accustomed and practiced at following your guidance. The wild horses will be more for something that seems a little bigger, something more challenging. If you
Yeah.
are accustomed, when you are accustomed, since you are accustomed to following your guidance on so many topics across so many avenues, it will feel just as it feels to you, this natural flow. Your desires calling you, and you answer. It's not a big deal. You're just saying, oh, it's time to turn left here instead of right. Not sure why. Oh, look what's there. Just exactly what I was thinking of yesterday. Or you have a calling, as you say, and yes, that feels good. I like that. I can feel my inner being saying yes, 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 yes. And so I go. It's not expensive. It's not very far. It's not hard. It's easy. It's loving. It's beautiful. I get exactly what I want out of it. As you stay open to it, just sense into it, feel into it, discern. Do I have any attachment on this? If you do not discern any attachment, we would just simply let it go and let it unfold. If you're feeling some attachment, do whatever you can to release the attachment. Very subtle for you. Perfect when not attached, as we feel no attachment from you to it. In this mixed vibration, pull, push, come here, go away, stop, start, is an indication of the tool, the desire in the tool, wishing to be, calling to you to be, following your guidance to become something different. In other words, you are following your guidance And your guidance says, yes, go ahead and close this out. Oh, nope, here comes another order. As you were describing these synchronicities and these
Yeah.
symbols, such as the flamingos, that have meaning to you, all of this is messaging. But as you notice, it's a mixed message. It's not a strong yes or a strong no. It's not a strong
Yeah.
pull or a strong push. So
Yeah.
this is indicating that it wants to expand with you. You're not done with it, but it wants to expand with you. You want it to expand with you. How can I figure it out? How can I figure it out? How can I figure it out? Feel the resistance. Feel
Okay.
the
Yeah.
entrance of the past oriented brain, the monkey mind, the logic.
Yeah.
As you release this whenever it comes up. In other words, do not feed that. Simply let it fall off. And as
Yeah.
soon as it starts to fall off, all of your guidance will be very present. You do not wish to receive a recipe card. You wish to flow.
Mm.
Always, all of you, you wish to flow.
Yeah.
And so as you release the resistance, the flow is immediate, it's natural, it's imminent, it's infinite, it's built in, it's all around you. You're made of it. The flow of pure love and pure desire takes
Yeah.
you as long as you release the resistance. You will do
Yeah.
quite well with this. We see this very clearly. Anything you focus on seeps into your cells.
Mm.
That's why it's so important for you to choose your focus. In the old momentum, in the old habit, there is rarely a sudden stop. It would be like Abraham uses the analogy of a train going in one direction. You can't just stop the train and it just stops dead. It slows down and then it comes to a stop and then you can start going in the other direction. So all of this to say we would not be surprised if little remnants of the old momentum come up. That does not mean anything. It is all falling away very beautifully. Just let it fall away. Anytime anything old comes up, oh, I should have, what about just let it go. Just let it go. Just say, I see you. Oh, look, squirrel. Look at this beautiful piece of toast I have just made for myself. Use anything to distract and let it just fall away. Do not be, do not allow seeds of doubt to come into your new momentum because there are just little shadows, little remnants here and there. It's a natural process. Allow it to just fall away. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely, to quote Abraham. Each of your bright, burning collections, collections of desires and essence, pure love. There is great love here for you. We are complete.